Hey guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to show you guys how to create a super cute neutral Christmas tumbler. It's going to be a full water slide wrap. I'm also going to show you guys how to just take a couple of your favorite glitters that you want to use for this tumbler, but you can't really decide how to use them both, mix them together, and create kind of like your own custom mix. And it turned out really beautiful. I cannot wait to show you, so let's go ahead and dive in and get started. I'm starting off with a 20-ounce skinny straight that I have base painted just plain old white, and I have the most gorgeous vintage Christmas image that I think I've ever seen. I want this to be in like a 30 by 30 canvas over my fireplace or something, 24/7 all year round. This is so stinking pretty. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way about it, but I think it is absolutely stinking gorgeous. So I'm going to show you guys a quick full water slide hack before we move on. So I've printed this off on Hayes Inkjet Clear water slide paper. I've sealed it with Rust-Oleum matte clear enamel. I just did one really good hefty coat and then let it dry for about 30 minutes, and here we are. So I have my little Tupperware here with some water, and it's a big Tupperware, but it's not really big enough for a full water slide like this. So I am going to just kind of like section it off and let it all soak in individual pieces. This water is a little bit colder than I would want it to be, so it's probably going to take about a minute to make sure that everything is completely ready to go. But I'm just kind of like letting pieces soak at a time for like 5 seconds and then moving it around, letting the other pieces get wet. I'm going to keep this up for about a minute, maybe 90 seconds, since the water is really cold and because I have to switch it up so often, and then I'll be able to put it on the tumbler. Okay, this is ready to go, so I'm going to take my tumbler and just get it a little bit wet all the way around. I'm actually going to move this for a moment, stand my tumbler straight up, and I'm just doing that so I can make sure I'm wrapping this around as straight as I can. So I'm putting the water slide on face down, like so, and just very gently wrapping the image around it. I'm going to stand it up. Like I said, I'm just making sure that it's good and straight. Now I'm going to apply some pressure and slide the backing off like so. We will be taking care of the seam here in just a moment, but I'm going to take my squeegee, and just like I would with any other water slide, I'm going to make sure I get all of the air bubbles and wrinkles out. And now I'm just going to let this sit and air dry for about 45 minutes. Okay, so now we need to take care of the seam. The only reason that there's a seam is because I did not cut it short enough. It was too long, so it overlapped, and I did not fix that prior to putting it on. So, I mean, that's okay. I can just show you guys an optional way to fix it. So, I think this is going to look really pretty with it. It's just some textured gold vinyl, and I cut it 10 inches long and 0.4 inches wide. And I'm just going to cover it up with that. I mean, it's a very basic way to do it, but like I said, I think this is going to be really pretty. And I'm definitely taking a risk by doing this on a fresh water slide with no epoxy. But it's just a simple little stripe. Like so. And now I'm going to trim it up, because of course I made it way too long, but that is okay. Gonna go in with my little X-Acto knife here and just trim that up a little bit more. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to do like a little glitter ombre right there, so it'll be fine. That's why I'm not being like super careful. Okay, now let's do just a very small glitter ombre to just add a little something else to this. So I mixed up 2 glitter grind glitters, and I just did a tiny bit to see if it would look good, and I think it looks stunning, and it's going to go with this really well. And it's going to be like kind of a little bit of a pop to it, but not too crazy. So this is Sandcastle, a really beautiful like medium chunky mix, and it's very like holographic. It's gold, very, very pretty. And then this is Dr. Love, which is an ultra fine. Mixing these two together created such a pretty color to add onto this, because it's got like the little hints of red here, but it's mostly like gold neutral. So it's going to be really, really, really pretty. So I'm just going to dump some. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. But I'm going to dump some in here. And like I said, I'm not doing like a whole lot. Just a small, subtle bit of glitter on the top and the bottom. I think that is really, really, really beautiful. Let me add just a tiny bit more of the red. Very, very pretty. So now I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge, of course, and my makeup brush, and I'm going to cover pretty much the entire tumbler, even though I am only adding glitter to some portions of it, like a small portion, but that's just because I don't want my glitter to look like it's abruptly stopping. I want it to look like a natural ombre, and if I just stop my Mod Podge at a certain point, it just always makes my glitter look like it stops at a certain point. It doesn't look like a very pretty ombre. So I'm just adding glitter to the entire Mod Podge, I'm sorry, to the entire tumbler, and that's just going to add some extra protection to the water slide. So it's like a win-win all around. I'm going to start on the bottom here and just cover like a 1/2 inch section. And then I'm going to tilt and just very carefully aim for the glitter that I've already applied, but since I'm tilting, it's going to naturally fall just a little bit. Like I said, I'm trying not to do too much. And then I'm going to do the top as well, so same thing, just cover about a 1/2 inch. And then tilt and tap. Now I'm just going to let this dry completely, let the Mod Podge dry clear, and I'll let you guys see what it looks like before adding any epoxy. Okay, so I had to wait until the next day because I ran out of time, but waiting until the next day is definitely not necessary. But look how beautiful this looks. Mixing those two colors together turned out so stinking pretty. So now what I'm going to do, it hasn't been sealed yet, I'm going to spray seal the entire tumbler with Rust-Oleum Matte Clear Enamel, pop it on my turner back here from Bama Cups, add 2 coats of epoxy, maybe 3, that is it, and this will be done. And aside from just the finishing coats of epoxy, this is done, and I think it is so stinking pretty. Even the gold stripe in the back, I just think it turned out so beautiful, and I love, let me get my camera to focus here, I love how those glitters mixed together just look so, so stinking nice, and it just really goes with the neutral, but just that little tiny pop of like dark burgundy, reddish color. I love this so much. I think one of probably like top 5 favorite Christmas tumblers, and it was so easy to make. And before I go, like always, I do have y'all's cup of positivity for the day, and today's quote is, "Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness of people." That is all I have for you guys today, and this is the very last Christmas tumbler I will be creating. So every tutorial after this is going to be shifted away from the holiday tumblers and more onto just other creative freedom designs, and I am super, super excited. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, you and your family and all of your loved ones, and I cannot wait to see you all again after the holiday. If y'all have any questions, like always, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Be kind, love one another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!